What's happening, everybody? It's Sean, joined by my beautiful wife, Gina, and today we have a Norah Jones I Dream of Christmas album reaction for our friend, longtime supporter, and Norah Jones super fan, Josh. Thank you, Josh. Always appreciate you. Gina, as the time we're filming this, you are a teacher. You're off for Thanksgiving break, so I corralled you into this. You like Christmas music. I hear you spinning it, maybe even a little bit early.
I started listening to Christmas music a few weeks ago.
Right.
Yeah.
So, I mean, mid-November. I mean, I think that's passable.
Probably
maybe
early November.
Well, yeah, I'm trying to make it, look a little bit better here. But yeah, maybe
I like some Christmas music.
There's nothing wrong with that. So, Norah Jones, in my opinion, is one of the best vocalists, one of the handful of best vocalists of this century. So, Christmas music, Norah Jones, I thought, you know what? My better half would like this. So, a little bit of quick facts. There's not a lot. There's traditional songs mixed in here along with Norah's original song. So it's her 8th studio album, although I always kind of am remiss about calling a Christmas album a studio album because it's Christmas classics, but released by Blue Notes Records on October 15th, 2021. So if you'd have known, Gina, you could have started listening even earlier.
I could have.
Who knew? Norah said, I've always loved Christmas music, but never had the inclination to make a holiday album until now. Last year, I found myself listening to James Brown's Funky Christmas and Elvis's Christmas album. Shameless plug. I have a reaction to that I did a couple years ago up on the channel. Go check it out after this. She was listening to those on Sundays during COVID lockdown for a sense of comfort. In January 2021, I started thinking about making a Christmas album of my own. It gave me something fun to work on and look forward to.
Yeah, she also said when I was trying to figure out which direction to take, the original songs started popping in my head. They were all about trying to find the joys of Christmas, catching that spark, that feeling of love and inclusion that I was longing for during the rest of the year. Then there are all the classics that have that special nostalgia that can hit you no matter who or where you are in life. It was hard to narrow down, but I picked favorite classics that I knew I could make my own. I have a feeling I'm going to like this.
I have a feeling you are too. So without further ado, guys, we're going to jump into this. Just a reminder, the music will not be in the video, but check the Vimeo link out below. You can listen to the whole thing with us, and that's really what you need to do. And then we'll be back after every song to give our reaction. We'll have the lyrics up as always, and we're going to start this bad boy off with, as you see below, Christmas Calling, in parentheses, Jolly Jones. This is one of the Norah originals. Let's check it out. Christmas Calling, Jolly Jones is what I'd expect from a Norah original. Great piano work on there, limited instrumentation because her voice really is the instrument. What'd you think of it?
It was good. It was nice and slow.
Yeah.
Just a nice chilled out.
An interesting.
Sit by the fire.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Kind of just chilling, reading a book.
Yeah, listening to.
What about
Jolly Jones?
Am I reading a book next to you? What about that? Golly, guys, it's getting rough already. We're in song number 1. It's an interesting choice to start the album off with. You have a Christmas album, so you have a couple strategic things to figure out. Do I want to start, if I'm doing an original, an up-tempo to kind of get everybody going? Or, since it has some classics on it, do I want to start off with one of those? But instead, she chooses this. I think it was a good choice, but it is an interesting strategic choice. Well, now we come up to one of those classics, Christmas Don't Be Late, which I didn't know what Christmas Don't Be Late was, but then I understood when I looked at it. By Ross Bagdasarian. It's also known as the Chipmunk song. It's a novelty Christmas song written by Ross under the stage name of David Seville, probably because people have a hard time with his last name like I just did, way back in 1958. Ross sang and recorded the song, varying the tape speeds to produce high-pitched chipmunk voices, with the vocals credited to Alvin and the Chipmunks, Seville's cartoon virtual band. The song won 3 Grammy Awards in 1958 for Best Comedy Performance, Best Children's Recording, and Best Engineered Record.
The song was very successful, reaching number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100 Pop Singles chart, becoming the Chipmunks' first and only, as well as David Seville's second and final number 1 single. Had the distinction of being the only Christmas record to reach number 1 until Mariah Carey's All I Want for Christmas Is You did so 61 years later in 2019. The single sold 4.5 million copies in 7 weeks. Before the song's success, the Chipmunk song was featured on American Bandstand's Rate a Record segment and received the lowest possible rating of 35 across the board.
So what I found so interesting about this is I just thought this was a, Chipmunks Christmas song, but this is what made the Chipmunks. Without this song, the Chipmunks don't exist. And it's funny that the last thing you read, it was a thing on American Bandstand way back in the day, and really a harsh thing. They'd play a brand new record and everybody there in the audience would rate it. And so, imagine tuning in live and everyone's watching this show in 1958 and going, all right, man, and then it gets the absolute worst score it can get. But Somehow,
all these years later,
we
we're
all
still
know
listening to it. It's on playlists across the generations, kids, adults.
So you're more of a Christmas music than I am, and that's an understatement. Have you ever heard this song sung by somebody else?
No.
I haven't either. So I'm very interested. We take the chipmunk sound and we take it into Nora's voice.
Well, I mean, nothing against Nora. I just don't know that I would like this song sung by anyone other than the Chipmunks.
I'll tell you, I would never know this was a chipmunk song. Would you?
No.
Because the only words I know of this song are Christmas, Christmas time is near.
No, I know the whole song.
Do you
and
really?
It's more nostalgic thinking of the little chipmunks and their hula hoop and they're playing
and she, they're obviously going fast and she's going ultra slow.
So slow.
Yeah, and it, more traditional instrumentation with the horns and stuff, more 1950s, and there's nothing to this song. It's songwriting 1958, really up until 1965, 66, unless you're a folk singer, unless you're Bob Dylan or some others, Pete Seeger and the guys. This is songwriting. I mean, there's nothing to it. First verse, and then the second verse repeats itself in the third verse, and then the ending of it is just the last two lines of the second and third. I mean, there's nothing to writing a song back in the day. I'm with you. This one's a miss for me, but I mean, there's so many songs out there she could have sung, but maybe it's,
If I were playing the whole album, this is one I'd fast forward.
Yeah, it's probably, maybe it's near and dear to her heart. I don't know, but it doesn't work for me. Now we're going to go on to another original, Christmas Glow. Well, there you go, Christmas Glow. I think she was looking for a little romance, Gina.
A little bit, yeah. A little romp in the snow.
Yeah. I want that Christmas glow. I want that dizzy little smile. I want to roll around in the snow. It's been a little while. Who needs some Christmas glow? The second verse, I see the Christmas spark. It's coming back again. It's been years since apart. We were so much more than friends. So come on over here. I'll give you all my Christmas cheer. I need some Christmas glow. Give me that Christmas glow. So upright bass, piano. Nora's more traditional delivery. Little harmony in there on certain parts, which I like. So what do you think of this?
I did like that on the chorus.
Yeah,
I enjoyed that. The oh
yeah,
ho ho ho.
Yeah. So
double entendre.
Did you like this one?
Yeah, I liked it.
And now we're going to move on to the Christmas song with no dispute. It might not be your favorite song, but it is the Christmas song. Irving Berlin's White Christmas. And I've got a lot of info on this because this song is iconic in all of music history. It's a song reminiscent about an old-fashioned Christmas setting. The song was written by Berlin for the musical film Holiday Inn, released in 1942. It won the Academy Award for Best Song. But since its release, it's been covered by multiple artists. But Bing Crosby's is the gold standard, and it is also the world's best-selling single, estimated in excess of 50 million copies worldwide sold, when the figures for the other version of the song, where all the other renditions, it's sold over 100 million copies, which is insane. It's a record that'll never be broken, never be touched, because of the way we do music now, streaming. No one's selling that kind of records.
The song established that there could be commercially successful secular Christmas songs. Before 1942, Christmas songs and films had come out sporadically, and many were popular. However, the popular culture industry had not viewed the themes of home and hearth centered on the Christmas holiday as a unique market until after the success of White Christmas and the film where it appeared, Holiday Inn. Dave Marsh and Steve Probst wrote White Christmas changed Christmas music forever, both by revealing the huge potential market for Christmas songs and by establishing the themes of home and nostalgia that would run through Christmas music evermore. It's the most recorded Christmas song. There have been more than 500 recorded versions of this song in several different languages.
So not only is it important because it's the best-selling single of all time, but it's really important as you read that. This is why we have the Hallmark Channel Christmas movies for now really all year long almost. This is why we have the trinkets hanging on our front door. Like before that, we obviously were not alive at this time. Christmas was not thought of as this huge thing that drove the quote holiday season, and this song along with that movie changed all that. So it is iconic. This song seems right up Nora's alley. I imagine she'll do it right down the middle, and her voice is perfect for it. So let's check it out. White Christmas, something we don't have very often here in North Texas.
Very rarely.
I thought she did a really good job with it. And we're looking at the traditional lyrics, and she just had a little break in there before verse 3 was over with.
The piano, tickling those ivories.
Yeah, she's a fantastic piano player with just a little bit of upright bass in there and a little bit of drumming. So it's just her and percussion and just just fantastic. So I thought it was a really well done version. What did you think?
Yeah, I mean, this is one where I always want to sing along to it, so I'm going to bite my tongue.
Oh, you could have belted it out with Norah. She
can't get that high.
Can't get that. No, I can't either, man. But yeah, really well done. Now we're going to move on to the song. Now we're going to move on to Christmas Time, another one of her songs. Christmas Time. Just kind of more of the same. I mean, what did you think?
Yeah, I felt like it was kind of a call for people to be better. This is a time of year to give to one another, to have that spirit of giving, and just recognizing that this is a time to do that.
I think the second verse, there's no time to sit around. We need all angels on the ground. Can we take it on? We have no choice for now. So yeah, I thought the same thing, you know. And then the rejoice, the precious spirit who has brought all of the love. I see it in you. So us as Christians, I see that verse in a different way. I don't know where Norah is. I obviously know where her famous father, Robbie Sinclair, if you guys are watching this, I don't know that, who, you know, is one of the greatest sitar players ever and obviously highly influential on the Beatles and George Harrison. That's her dad, although they didn't have anything to do with each other. But so I don't know where her beliefs are. And by the way, Norah grew up 20 minutes from here in Grapevine. So
I did not know that.
You did not know that. So anyway, yeah, I liked it. It might have been my favorite original of hers. I don't know. I think so far on here. Now we're going to Blue Christmas, written by Billy Hayes and J.W. Johnson. Most famously performed by, Elvis Presley. It was first recorded by Doy Odell. Boy, wow. In 1948. It is a tale of unrequited love during the holidays and is a long-standing staple of Christmas music, especially in the country genre. Do you know this song? You might know it when you hear it. Do you know that? You do? Oh, you look at me like I'm crazy. I don't know that I knew this song until I did the Elvis.
It's on my Spotify playlist I listen to.
I mean, well, not hers, so.
Well, Elvis, yeah.
All right, let's get after it.
Well, it's certainly not Elvis's version.
No, it's not Elvis's version.
It was so slow.
Yeah, it was. I was just like
to a point where I was like, go, spit it out.
Yeah, I was thinking the same exact thing. It's 3:24. I'm like, this could have been 2.5 minutes. That would have been just right. But I mean, I guess the only thing I can say about it is the delivery fits the song at least. It's a blue Christmas. The person left them. And so everything sucks because it's blue. That's really about all I got to say about it. I just wanted her to speed up for sure. Now we go to It's Only Christmas Once a Year, which is another one of her songs. The next two of these are hers.
I think it's easier when you don't have anything to compare it to.
I do too. I think it's a great point.
Like, I like that.
I do too.
The cadence was good. It wasn't too slow.
I don't know if she's writing to a I took it as a parental. You know, as my kid coming home, please come home. It's only once a year, but I don't know who she's writing to. But yeah, just a nice little 2-minute tune. Very sparse instrumentation. Piano, barely any of it. You got to be able to sing to pull that off. Really be able to sing. Now we'll go to another one of her originals, You're Not Alone.
I thought parts of that had a real country song vibe to it.
Pedal steel guitar, that's why. The pedal steel was on here. I was very interested to hear that on here. It was surprising to me. I was also surprising the gospel content that this turned to. You're not alone. I just thought was going to be assuming going in, you know, that I'm here for you. But it was, Jesus was born on Christmas Day, gave us his love to make our own way. But when those weary nights take over your mind, I'll share his love, won't leave you behind. Sometimes we're proud, sometimes we're weak, we're not alone. So yeah, we did take that Jesus-centered approach on this song. So that kind of answers my question I was wondering earlier. But yeah, I mean, I liked it.
Yeah, it was good.
There you have a Winter Wonderland, written by Richard B. Smith and Felix Bernard. I'll give a little background on it first. Written in 1934. This was interesting to me. Due to its seasonal theme, it's often regarded as a Christmas song in the Northern Hemisphere since its original recording by Richard Hember. It's been covered by over 200 different artists, but it's really not a Christmas song. The song's lyrics are about a couple's romance during the winter season. A later version of it, which was printed in 1947, included a new children's lyric that transformed it from a romantic winter interlude to a seasonal song about playing in the snow. The snowman mentioned the song's bridge was changed from a minister to a circus clown, and the promises the couples made in the final verse were replaced with lyrics about frolicking. So I'm sure that Richard B. Smith and Felix Bernard maybe weren't happy about it at first, but then it became a staple, and those songwriting royalties are nice. You know, what do you think of this? I mean, I know what my opinion of it is.
I mean, it was fine. It was a lot like some of the others, just that slow burn.
And that's what you get with Norah. And if you love her, that's what you get. But this song to me is one of the most upbeat Christmas songs, and I'm ready just to get after it. I feared it was going to be worse than this for me. It's not like she's never going to sing a bad song. It's just, I want it to be faster, but it wasn't bad. All right, now we'll jump into A Holiday with You, another Norah original.
Once again, I kind of feel like being an original of her, I don't have anything to compare it to, so
Right.
I did like that better. I thought it was a little more, it's a depressing song. The lyrics, or someone's not having a good winter season, holding back tears, like they're not in a good headspace.
Right.
But I felt like the pacing of this was more upbeat than some of her other stuff.
I thought the vocal performance was outstanding. Like, she sounded fantastic. So, yeah, same with me. I mean, I enjoyed it. It's so far I've been surprised. I've enjoyed the originals much more than the traditional. But like you said, you made a great point on comparing it to things. We got 3 songs left, and guess what? They're all classics.
Well, and this one, Run, Rudolph, Run, is a really fast pace. So I'm very curious how she's going to interpret this one.
Yeah, me too. And it's written by Johnny Marks and Marvin Brody, popularized by the great Chuck Berry all the way back in 1958, same time as the Chipmunk song. That was quite the year for Christmas songs. It has since been covered by numerous other artists, sometimes with the title Run, Run, Rudolph instead of Run, Rudolph, Run. So, all right, let's see what she does.
I'm really kind of surprised she chose that one. I don't feel like it's a more popular song.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I know it's popular, but I don't feel like it's like a super...
Yeah, I agree. And I think, I don't know, I guess the way she answered trying to make it faster was that interesting drum and percussion in there, you know, and an organ in there. So, I mean, I thought it was fine. Once again, I needed her to speed up. I mean, when you're used to Chuck, man, when you're covering a Chuck, I mean, Chuck is Mr. Energy.
Yes.
So,
yeah,
it wasn't a bad performance.
No, it's just not one of my favorite Christmas tunes.
Right.
So, it's one that I would skip over and not put on my Spotify list. So.
Right. And it's all about Gina's Spotify list, because if you make it on there, you can make it anywhere.
I just think there's so many great Christmas
Yeah, there is.
That was not one that I would have picked.
Yeah, I get that. Well, now we're up to Christmas Time Is Here by the great Lee Mendelson and Vince Guaraldi. I never know how to say his name right. I know who he is. Written for the 1965 television special, Charlie Brown Christmas. One of the first animated Christmas specials produced for network television in the U.S. and something near and dear to our heart that we watched with both of our kids for 20 plus years and watched ourselves.
Well, and this one is very slow paced anyway, so I'm wondering if it'll be right up her alley.
Yeah, should fit. Well, Christmas Time Is Here. What did you think?
It was what I expected, honestly.
Kind of a straight down the middle rendition of it. You know, thought she sounded good, and you could have just put this right into a Peanuts special when they're doing the montage and getting everything ready, and it would have worked for me. So there's a question I haven't asked you, Gina, and it might be too late now because you're a busy girl, but what are you doing New Year's Eve? Are you busy?
I haven't decided yet.
Okay, well,
I'll get back to you.
I appreciate that. Well, I was just saying the song, but now I'm going to be in trouble. From Frank Loesser, written in 1947. It's typically performed in December, but it was not his intent. His daughter explains that, quote, the singer madly in love is making a possibly rash commitment far into the future. In the song it says, maybe it's much too early in the game, but I thought I'd ask just the same. What are you doing New Year's Eve? It's always annoyed my father when the song was sung during the holidays. So that's how people take something out of perspective, throw it in. But once again, those songwriting and publishing royalties are very nice, so it probably works out. I don't think I've ever heard this song.
I've never heard this song.
All right, well, it's the last one, song number 13. Let's check it out.
That one, honestly, is probably my least favorite on the whole album.
Okay. Any reason why?
No, not in particular. I just didn't love it, and I'm just surprised that she ended the whole album with it.
Right. Maybe she was thinking New Year's, at the end of a Christmas. Yeah, I don't think I'd ever heard this. We have to hear the original to really know, but you can't tell from reading the lyrics that it really isn't meant to be a holiday. I mean, he is really asking, like, what are you doing way in advance? Some pedal steel on this, too. It's the third or fourth song I've heard some pedal steel, which is an interesting contrast to the piano, and I mean, it's just, it fits in with the album. What
did you think of it?
I thought it was fine. I mean, it didn't stand out to me.
And maybe because it wasn't real Christmassy, that might be why
That could be.
it's lower on my...
Yeah, I agree. All right, that's going to segue us nicely into our favorite tracks. My favorite tracks, first one would be the first song we heard, Christmas Calling. And then I would have to go with It's Only Christmas Once a Year. I think those are going to be my two favorites.
I definitely would go with Christmas Calling as well. Christmas Glow was fine. It had that little undertone to it.
Yeah, that's true.
She
Yeah,
just won that romp in the snow.
Yeah, maybe
so
that's
you
an
can't fault a girl for that.
honorable
right?
mention. No, of course not. I'll give her an honorable mention for that one.
But honestly, all of my favorites were her originals. I would choose any of those over the others.
Agreed. And I think that'll segue us into our overall album grade. And with that, that was the exact point. You're exactly right. The originals are definitely my favorite. And I think you made the best point on the whole reaction, which, I mean, why would we think you wouldn't, right? Is that when you have the traditional ones, you're comparing them. And here's what I believe on a Christmas album. And I do like that she wrote original ones. I definitely want to commend her for that because most people don't. But on a good Christmas album, you don't even care what the songs are. You're buying it because it's your favorite artist. You like their style. So if you like Norah, like Josh does, who requested this, he told me he loves this album because you love her style. Yeah. So you want to hear Christmas songs sung in her style. I admire Norah. We've done some reactions of her. They're up on the channel. Some really good stuff. She's fantastic. It's just not my kind of music. I never listened to her on my own. So this album for me, great musicianship as well as vocals, not just her piano, but everything else that came in, the upright bass, the percussion, we mentioned the pedal steel, all that's great. But for me, I mean, it's not something that I would listen to again, but like I said, if you're a Norah fan, you're going to love it. So for me, the overall grade is going to be a 7 out of 10 just because her vocals are strong and I like the fact that she had some original songs. What about you?
Yeah, I echo all of those things. Yeah. I have a hard time rating things, as you know.
I know you do. And you don't have to if you don't want to. You're the guest here today. So
I feel like I should put aside any comparison I'm making to other things. And so for her vocals and, instrumentation and everything, I think that if you had never heard her before, then I would probably go a solid 8.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I respect that as well. I mean, I think you're exactly right. I mean, it's top flight musicianship and vocals. So thank you for joining me for this. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Thanks, Josh, for bringing it. If you'd like to support us in any way, as Josh does, check out the Patreon link below or on the end screen that is about to hit, where I will also put a video you might like. If you're watching this, you're probably a Norah fan. It will be a Norah reaction to one of her albums. And also, as I mentioned, go check out the Elvis reaction to this Christmas album that I did. Until next time, guys, we will see you.